All right, so we saw that we were generating XML documents as an input, right? We were transforming it into an XML output document, right? But XLT can generate all sorts of documents, right? From an input XML, right? It can generate PDFs, it can generate Word documents, it can generate, SQL statements, it can generate anything you want, right? In particular, we're going to look at an example, just a trivial example where we're going to generate HTML from XML, okay? Just as an example, right? So let's take a look at that. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we can generate any type of document, right? You can generate images, you can generate anything you want, right? It's data, right? You can transform it into anything you want. So let's take a look at an example here. Also notice here we're saying here that the output method, see that XSL colon output, right? And we can say method equal HTML. So that means that there's certain converters in XSLT that already know some well-known output formats, right? And can do all sorts of validation, making sure that if it's HTML, it's generating and is going to validate against the schema, right? That can validate against HTML. So here what we're doing is that we're iterating over the graduating students, and instead of what we did earlier, we're going to generate an entire HTML document. See that? Notice that for we're going to convert the graduating students. We're going to generate the HTML opening HTML tags. We're going to generate the opening body tags. See that? And then we're going to generate a table, and that table is going to declare at the top a table row. There's going to be the headings of the table. And then for the rows, we're going to generate one row per student, right? So we're going to do that. So we're going to apply the templates for student, meaning find student, run the student template whenever you find the student element. And in the student template, what we're going to do is that we're going to generate a table row for every student, right? In that table, and we're going to say there's the opening and closing table row, and then inside we have we have three table data, meaning three columns. In the first column, we're going to add the name of the student. In the second one, the graduation year, and then in the third column, it's not going to be one value. We're going to iterate over all the courses of that student, and we're going to generate an embedded table. So a table that contains another table, right? Where the last column is going to be another table, right? Which is going to list all the courses of that student, right? So notice courses here. Notice that S name, right? S name here. The XSLT engine keeps track of the context, right? To be able to understand those select. Notice that S name, it's understood that S name is embedded inside of the student. Yes, right? Because it knows that the match is student. See that? So it knows that S name is within student. It understands the context. Same thing for courses here. See that courses? So courses is understood as being under the student tag element. Yes, right? Actually, that select equal courses, right? It's actually its own language. Its own language, just like CSS its own language and SQL its own language. On inside of those quotations right there, that's its own language called the XPath language. It's a language that allows you to iterate or manipulate hierarchical documents, XML documents. It allows you to navigate down through the tree, the DOM tree, or allows you to navigate up the tree, right? And navigate the entire XML document. And here, basically it says, starting relative to my parents that I'm inside of the student, take a look at the courses element inside of this current context. So it matches, selects courses, so that is going to match a different table. So we have three templates. We have the top template that generates the HTML body. We have another template that generates the rows, and then we have another template that generates the nested table that's going to iterate over all the courses. So notice that we're generating for the courses an embedded table with some row headings of title and grade, And then we're going to, for each one of the courses, inside of courses, we're going to iterate over that and kick off this other template that's going to extract the title of the course, the year that the student took the course, and then the grade they got for that particular course. Okay.